Joining us now is Tony Ruggiero. Tony is one of our Swing Catalyst ambassadors. Thanks for joining us, Tony.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Tony is with the Dew Sweepers Golf School and Dew Sweepers Radio Show.
Right.
Been teaching golf a long time. How long?
Well, about 13 years.
13
years, so yeah.
Teaches up in Destin, Florida.
In the Panhandle, yeah.
Why don't we bring up your one of your famous students, Mr. Bobby Wyatt. Bobby, because Bobby Wyatt shot 57 in the Alabama State Junior Championship.
It was pretty phenomenal
57.
round. Pretty phenomenal
and
round.
he played all 18 holes.
He did. I wondered if he'd quit on 15 or 16 too. But you know, listen, we used a lot of stuff in his training over the course of 4.5 years with him. And one of the things that really helped was, we talked about this, since the very first lessons with him, his hips would slide forward and his core, his center of gravity would hang back behind the ball. And he was just really talented and could get away with it.
Yeah.
But to play at the level he needed to play at, we needed to get his trunk over the ball on the left leg, and we needed to get that shaft leaning more forward when he hit it. And we had made a lot of progress, but the last year, and with the work we've done on that Swing Catalyst, it's accelerated that tremendously, because I could finally show him, no, you've only got 23 or 27% of your weight on your left leg when you hit the ball. I use this video that we have here, because this was 4 days before he shot 57. I mean, it was some of our best video footage we have, and I always capture.
Can you take us through some of the things that you really liked about?
I'll tell you one thing I think is real important, and I see this in good players. I see that his center of gravity and those lines, there's not a lot of jaggings.
Yeah, I love that.
And the center of gravity stays real centered between his feet.
Yeah, that's this line that looks a little like a small Z, but I mean, if you look at other players, well, there's not much going on. That's really tight,
steady.
isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's one reason he's such a good ball striker, is he's always able to return that club back to the low point, because there's just not much movement in his spine. I mean, it's pretty steady. He rotates around it. So yeah, that's the first thing. And when you go from there, you know, we spend a lot of time, like I do with every player, on posture. I don't think if they're postured correctly from the beginning, you can make much of an effort to make a good golf swing. So we spend a lot of time on that. This certainly helps us with that. We certainly can see where the weight and stuff is in the feet. Obviously, here this week we were working on playing. His tendency is to get the club a little too outside with his hands and a little shut. And this is pretty close to on playing, a hair shut, but we can live with it. And
nobody swings the club perfect every day, right?
No. And I'll tell you the thing we talked about this the other day. Moving forward from this, because I think you got to keep getting better or you're getting worse. We've worked on trying to keep his arms more in front of him, try to get this elbow more in front of his body, and his arms more hooked to his pivot. When a good player does that, any player really, but when a good player does that, they feel like they have less power because they feel like the swing's not as big.
Right.
We were able to prove that he has as much power or more doing that.
They like their arms loose, so they can kind of whip it a little bit.
I mean, he's 18 years old. He can hit it a mile. He's 6'1" or 2", real long arms, flexible. But so that's where we've gone forward with this. But he makes a good pivot. And here it is. I mean, this is obviously that's
magic right there. Isn't it? Well, listen, I really appreciate your time,
guys.
Tony.
You guys are the best. It's been a huge help for me and my teaching and for my students, and we love everything y'all do.
Well, best of luck with the business, and
we'll see y'all next year.
No oil slick in Destin.
No oil slick and more low scores. We'll all be happy.
Your business
we'll all be happy.
Really
hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.